Okay, we're going to go on a little ride today. So I'm on version 14.2.2.5, and I know I haven't gone anywhere other than mostly on the Illinois side, but today we're going to take a little trip. We're going to go down into Rock Island, and it's a busy time of day, so there'll be a lot of traffic, so you'll get to see a lot of things happening on this trip. We're going to go down to Rock Island, going to go across the Centennial Bridge. Then we're going to go over to modern Woodmen Park in downtown Davenport. We're going to go to the Putnam Museum. We're going to hit North Park Mall. I think there's some challenges going that route, so we'll see how that goes. And then we'll also go over to the Family Museum in Bettendorf. So that'll be an interesting drive as well because it's a busy time of day. And then the last thing we'll do is we will go back to where I started. So that is the planned route. So it should be interesting to see how things go in this trip. This turn right here to the left, it's a one-way, but as you can see, there is very little way to see around the corner here. And you can see people just kind of jam in here like this. I hear a train as well coming, so that'll add to some interesting pieces. Hopefully it will be coming from the left side here, but we'll see. It might be coming from the right. But if it comes from the right, we're still good because we're going to be able to go left here onto this one-way. This is Highway 92 that kind of comes through the whole Illinois side of the river. And goes right down through town here. Oh, no, you can see the train is actually coming from the other direction. My windshield's a little bit dirty, so let's go ahead and spray that off. I could have just said, turn windshield wipers on and spray. Now, it won't spray, but it will at least turn the windshield wipers on. So let's go ahead and spray the window if we can and get that cleaned off a little bit. Yeah, because it was a little dirty. I'll spray it one more time. One thing that's interesting about the Quad Cities is we get trains that come through this area all the time. And so you can get trapped in downtown Moline, basically. So if you're ever coming downtown Moline, turn windshield wipers off. What you'll see is if you're on that side of the road over there, you may not be able to get over to this side. And then sometimes you can't. So if you want to turn it off, you basically just push, if you don't know how to do this in a Tesla, basically you push the windshield wiper button and it will show you what it's set to. It's set to off. And you can just roll your left thumb up and down on the wheel here and it'll let you change it to auto or to 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed. The higher the number, the faster it will wipe the windshield. But now that we got a nice clean windshield, we should be able to see a little better. A little EV Mustang GT Mach-E in front of us here. So he's probably, pretty cool driving his Mustang Mach-E, but I think this car is much better. I've heard like that the Mustang Mach-E, it's okay, but a lot of people think that the Tesla is still better, like a Model 3 or a Model Y. And he's got a GT, so I don't know really what that does. Maybe it's kind of like having the performance model of a Tesla. I'm not sure. So I've never been in one. When I first thought about buying an EV, the Mustang Mach-E came out, was advertised, and I got on the list to potentially get one. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that what I wanted was some of the capabilities that are in Tesla. So FSD being the biggest thing, full self-driving is just pretty amazing. We're on version 14.2.2.5 today. And if you're watching this and you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm looking for new subscribers. I finally hit a milestone of 100 last week, and now I'm hoping that maybe I can get to 200. So if you would comment, like, and subscribe, it really helps me to keep going on making videos like this. And today I'm just trying to do something different because I usually just drive around on the Illinois side of the river, and not everybody wants to see everything in Illinois. So we're going to go over to the Iowa side today. But we're going to take a journey down here into Rock Island first, just to see another part of the Quad Cities. So straight ahead is Augustana College. So a lot of good sports teams at Augustana. So now we need to get in the right-hand lane. We need to get over one lane. So let's see what FSD does. It did kind of last second decided I need to get over, and it moved into this lane. So that's good. And this is an interesting spot because there's like merging traffic from the left here. It looks like there's also maybe some kind of construction up ahead. But you can see it's handling this just fine. I'm currently in hurry mode, so we'll see how well it does. So we can see, will it see the cones? And it does. Thinks it's a vehicle actually. It's kind of hard for it to really know exactly what that is right away. But yeah, navigated that just fine. Here's the train yard basically over here. There's many tracks and an old train station here. This is called Abbey Station on the right. And so they do receptions and stuff like that there now. So that's a pretty cool little venue for people to use for weddings. So, yeah. And so we're going to hit the brakes because that light just snuck up on us and turned yellow. And as you can see, FSD braked a little bit harder than it normally does for a stop. So it's interesting, like what it does. Sometimes it would just go through that light, but I think it realized that the light had been yellow long enough that it should just stop because it didn't want to go through the light and potentially cause an accident. So not that it would have. It probably would have evaded any like vehicles coming into the intersection anyway. So not a big deal. But yeah, so we're coming into downtown Rock Island here. So another interesting jaunt to the right here where the road splits and goes into two one ways, one direction that way, and we got another one way going this route now. And on the right is the Quad City Botanical Center. Looks like somebody did a number though on their sign right there. Not very cool. But yeah, this is Rock Island. So most of downtown Rock Island is off to the right over here. But I think we're going to be going through an interesting road up here where there's some construction, so you can kind of see how full self-driving does with construction. So yeah, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back and watching another video. And hopefully this video you'll find interesting. And yeah, let's just see how the ride goes. And we'll just continue on the journey here on the way to the baseball diamond, basically, down in Davenport. It's called Modern Woodmen Park. So if you're not familiar with Modern Woodmen, you've been seeing maybe some commercials on TV. They're basically, I think they're mostly an insurance company, but they also do some things in financial. Their office is actually over here in Rock Island, just before we get on the Centennial Bridge to go across from Rock Island to Davenport. But yeah, there's definitely they're reaching out, and they've become a sponsor of the baseball diamond there. So yeah, that's why it's called Modern Woodman Park. So navigating downtown Rock Island is kind of interesting. The lanes kind of just move here, move there. Like that last intersection, we had to kind of go to the left and then back to the right. even I wasn't really prepared for that to actually happen. And I've been down here a number of times, but like to actually see it, like sometimes it catches you off guard. But for full self driving, it handled it just fine. So yeah, I'm also trying a new thing with my battery. I read an article that said like maybe you shouldn't charge to 80% because the type of batteries that we have in a long range Model 3 like this, Model 3 Highland, that you could actually probably just charge it to about 70%. It'd be better for the battery. Now, I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I read. So I'm trying it out. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that. If you think that's true and that's a good practice, or should I just continue to charge it to 80% like Tesla recommends? I mean, I'm willing to try anything. I just thought like maybe it would preserve my battery if I don't charge it even to 80% because I don't really drive very far every day, so it's maybe not necessary. So here we are going across Centennial Bridge. On the right there is modern Woodman, their offices. This used to be a toll bridge a long, long time ago. So they used to have a toll in the center up here, but that's been gone for quite a long time. And down on the right there, that's all downtown Davenport. So we're heading that way, and modern Woodmen Park is right there on the right. Now, last time it got in the left lane, I think that I did this, and it looped around to the left and then pulled into the parking lot of modern Woodmen ballpark there. So empty ballpark. It's still a little cold out, too cold for baseball games, but it's really kind of grown quite a bit, and it seems like it's a popular thing for people to do during the spring and the summer and early fall. So yeah, if you've been to downtown Davenport, let me know in the comments below, like what's your favorite thing about Davenport, Iowa? Maybe restaurants that you like or places you like to go, things you like to do. I'd be curious to hear um, about those things in the comments below. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe now. I'd appreciate it. It just keeps me motivated to continue to make more videos like this one, where I use full self-driving to drive around and show you how well it works, and how well it does with like even new situations. Like I don't even come over here very often, so I'm not even sure what to expect as I drive around. But it looks like it's going to take a right here. And this is an interesting, it could have gone straight, but it's going to go right. So, but I don't know why it's waiting. There's not a sign that says no right turn on red. So there's no reason it couldn't go. I'm going to give it a little push, a little encouragement to get over there. And then let's see what it does here. Well, it's completely okay. So this is an interesting thing. This is what sometimes happens with FSD. It gets a little bit confused between navigation and FSD. So we're just going to go ahead and edit the trip, and we're going to remove Modern Woodman Park. You saw it in the video, so we're going to go to Putnam Museum instead. Oh man, this happened to a dude the other day on. This happened to a dude just the other day where FSD drove him completely the wrong way and took him out. I think it was Dirty Tesla. It happened to. It took him back out on an interstate and he couldn't get turned around. So we're going to experience the same thing today here. So this is a flaw between navigation and FSD that keeps on happening to people. Um, so let's just see how it does. And if there was any scratching in the mic, I apologize right now. My coat and my mic got kind of tangled up there for a little bit. But yeah, we're going back over Centennial Bridge. So this is not what I was expecting it to do. Um, let's just see. Let's let it play out. Let's see how it does, how it gets out of this. I may have to remove a stop from the trip because I don't want this to be a super long video. But yeah, this is something I've been seeing from other people on YouTube with version 14 of FSD. and the navigation just not cooperating or not working together to navigate you to the right spot. So now it's got to do a complete turnaround just to get us back up on Centennial Bridge and then get us back over the bridge to Davenport. So this is a fun video. I got to tell you, if you're enjoying this as much as I'm not, please comment, like, and if you could, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate the subscriptions, and if I can just get more subs by the end of March, let's say. I'm trying to get to about 200 subscribers by then. That would be great. I really appreciate you even just watching it. If you've gotten this far, I'm sure you have enjoyed, especially if you're like an FSD hater or you just don't like Tesla, you might be like totally enjoying this moment. I'm not really enjoying it, but it's kind of fun just to see what is going to happen. Now, this is kind of like leading me into the thoughts about how is Robotaxi and Cybercab gonna do? Like this is just such an odd thing to see, um, and I'm not sure exactly how the Robotaxis and the Cybercabs are going to handle these situations, but I could see where maybe some customers might be getting a little bit frustrated because the car is, driving around in circles or taking them back over bridges that they just came over to get to the place they want to get to. That could be super annoying. So clearly, like full self driving is amazing right now, but the navigation truly needs some help. And I'm not sure what's causing it, but it'd be great if they could fix it. So we're going to go ahead and see where are we going to next. So we're going to the Putnam Museum. I think that should be fairly easy to get to. And then North Park Mall. And then I think we may end up having to just short this trip and just go back to work after the Putnam Museum. Um, and I'll just make another video another day coming over here to Davenport and Bettendorf, um, just to support people that want to see what it's like to drive Tesla with full self-driving on the Iowa side of the river. I really like just kind of like going anywhere, so um, it's pretty cool, even if it makes mistakes, to see how well full self-driving can do. So yeah, if you what are your thoughts on Robotaxi, Cybercab, like this kind of problem? What do you think customers of Robotaxi and Cybercab are going to think? Hopefully they'll iron these things out by then. But comment down below on what your thoughts are on this. Surely this is not good for business if those services do the same thing. Um, but I know that they first go out and they basically will map it with LiDAR and radar to get like some ground truth for the areas that they're going to release Robotaxi and Cybercab in. So their maps are more um, detailed and they know exactly what situations to look for on the maps. So I think that really helps improve things like that for them. But like this whole like left brain, right brain problem that I think I would say it's like is definitely odd. So I don't know if you can do that. I don't know that you can do that, but it did it anyway. And I had to disengage there because I think that was a wrong thing. I think it thought it could take a right from the right lane or left from the right lane, but it shouldn't have. So let's go ahead and just continue the trip. That's one disengagement. That's a situation where I felt like it wasn't appropriate for it to do it. And it probably would have figured it out and waited for that car to get over. But I don't remember. We'll have to run the tape back later, or the video back later, I should say. It's not really a tape. And see, like, did I have a left turn possibility from the lane I was in? I feel like it should have gone straight, but it did not. So let's just see how we do and getting to our next destination, which is the Putnam Museum. Let's take a look at where we're going. So we're heading down this road. We're going to take a right here at Draft House. And then we're going to go up the road there to the right, and we should be at the Putnam Museum just up the hill here. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought of that situation that just happened. We were in a right lane. There was this white car in front of us was in the left lane. Now, I don't know if there was markings at the time that said that both lanes could take a left, but I feel like it may have been in error on full self-driving to make that left turn there, but that's what it did. So we'll take a look at the video later and see if that was true. Or if it was actually this car in front of us, he made a mistake and he moved over 2 lanes when he turned instead of 1 lane. So we'll see. Anyway, comment down below what you think happened, and I'll let you know when I edit the video what actually happened and what should have been correct or wrong. All right, so we're going to continue. We're going to make a right up here and go up the hill. This is North Division we're going to be heading on to go up to the Putnam Museum. Oh, new news in Tesla. So they just released the Cybertruck for $59,999, basically. It's a reduced feature version of the Cybertruck, so it's got the cloth interior. It doesn't have the adaptive suspension or whatever. I don't think it's called adaptive suspension, but it's like where the truck kind of goes up and down, so you can change the height from high to low or low to high. So that's not a feature in that truck, is what I've heard. But the price is pretty low. There's a lot of people saying that because Elon posted that if you actually if nobody buys the Cybertruck, I guess you could call it standard version, for the $59,999, then he'll lower it even lower. So some people are saying, hold strong, don't buy, wait for him to lower it again. I'm not sure if that's going to actually happen, but that's what some people are saying. So yeah, so Putnam Museum's right here on the left. So we're going to be taking a left into the parking lot here. So yeah, the Putnam Museum. So let's have Grok tell us about it. Hey Grok, tell us about the Hey Grok, tell us about the Putnam Museum.
The Putnam Museum and Science Center in Davenport is a fun spot for history, natural science, and hands-on exhibits, open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's at 1717 West 12th Street, with over 250,000 artifacts, a family discovery center, and great reviews.
Okay, so we made it here. Let's our first destination. So let's go ahead and just start our self-driving. We're going to go to the North Park Mall, and we may not make it to our final destination. We may end up shortcutting that, and then so I think the plan was to go
starting now. Navigation to North Park Mall, about 2.5 miles away. Open until 8 p.m. It'll take just a few minutes. Safe drive. Got it. Navigation to North Park Mall started. It's 3.9 miles away, about 12 minutes. Heads up on range, but you're good for now.
All right, bye.
Hey, what's up? Still heading to North Park Mall?
Yeah, we'll see you later. Yes, so Grok, she'll just keep talking to you. What actually happened there was interesting because I was just going to go look at the routes that I had planned in there, because before I left, I actually planned a whole route to take us to different destinations. And then I left Grok on, and she heard me say, let's go to North Park Mall. And she actually modified the navigation for me. and set the navigation to the mall, and completely removed all the other navigation that I had planned, which is fine, because once we get there, we'll just use her to set navigation back to where we started and end the video right then. Um, so yeah, what else is new in Tesla news, or EV news even? I don't know how many of you have watched the videos about Rivian's um, autonomous day, or seen some of the test drives that people have done in Rivians. I really think the Rivians are a pretty cool vehicle, and because they're made here in the state of Illinois, where I'm actually from, um, I think it's a pretty cool thing. So that we have a company right here in the state of Illinois that makes electric vehicles. Now, I'm not necessarily always a fan of Illinois. Like, some of the roads there are pretty bad, but I got to tell you, this road's not that great either. And this is in Iowa, and I always thought the Iowa roads were a little bit better, but I might be wrong. I think the Iowa roads are sometimes just as bad as the Illinois roads. Maybe it just depends on what roads you're on and what part of town you're in. But if you're from Iowa or Illinois, or the Quad Cities, let me know what you think. Which roads are worse, the Illinois roads or the Iowa roads? I'm curious to hear your comments and see what you think. And if you're from another state, let me know what you think, where you think the worst roads are, and where you think the best roads are. Obviously, I think that depends on the weather you get. Like, obviously, being in the Midwest, we get a lot of snow, we get a lot of plows out. They tend to dig up the concrete and the pavement that's patched up every year. So we have some pretty bad roads because of that. But if you're from another state like California or Florida, where you don't get as much snow, maybe the weather there is good enough that the roads are like perfect all the time. But I don't know for sure. Let me know in the comments what you think. Best roads in the country, worst roads in the country, best roads Iowa, or best roads Illinois. Um, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. It really just helps me to continue to do more videos like this, where I just use FSD and I am trying to showcase like how good it is, or like in today's drive, maybe how bad the FSD and navigation communication is. It definitely needs some improvement, but comment down below on that situation as well. And again, subscribe if you could. So yeah, let's just continue this journey. It looks like we're heading up, and we're going to take a right up here on Kimberly Road. And Kimberly Road is always kind of busy, and because there tends to be like speed lights, or cameras, I should say, speed cameras. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm going to put it into like standard mode here, just so that I'm not like going too fast and I go through an intersection with too fast where I get a ticket in the mail later. I don't want that either. So yeah, we're getting on Kimberly Road. We're all the way over kind of like in West Davenport. So we got to make our way back to East Davenport now. And today I'm really just killing some time before I have to head home. So yeah, so just let me know what you think. And um, when we get to North Park Mall, I need to switch the power out and power my camera here so that I don't lose power as I'm driving, because sometimes the battery can run out, and I want to make sure that I've preserved enough battery to get us all the way back to um, at least the Interstate 74 Bridge as we go over, where I'll probably end the video there. As a matter of fact, I'll just undo that right now. I'm going to try to get us plugged in right here. Just to make sure that we're not going to lose power here. So yeah, I'm just using a GoPro 13 to film out the front of the vehicle. And then I have my iPhone, which is kind of just mounted on a mount that's really meant to go the other direction, but I've been just kind of using it to hold it to the bottom right corner. And I think it works pretty good. I do want to, like, you know, if this YouTube thing really works out and being a subscriber to my channel actually helps me to continue to do this, if it works out, maybe I'll have something else that I can record where I don't have to use my iPhone all the time. But I think it works pretty good for recording just the view of me talking about the drive. And then the GoPro is pretty phenomenal with getting the view out of the front of the vehicle. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Like and subscribe if you like the way this is set up. If you'd like to see me do something different, comment about that as well. If you'd like to hear me talk less, comment on that as well. But I feel like I need to talk about like everything that's happening, right? I need to explain like what's going on and the things that I'm seeing or what the vehicles may be doing that I didn't expect. This is a good spot. I'm actually in the right lane right now, and I do need to get to the right anyway, so it's the right lane to be in. And both lanes will turn left here, so that's a good thing, unlike the last time where I think it maybe made a mistake. And, those little mistakes, they do happen from time to time. I mean, full self-driving is still supervised, so like you can't trust it 100%, but you can trust it about 99% of the time. It's pretty dang good. And I think that if you haven't tried it before, or you haven't been even in a Tesla and you don't know anybody that has one that you can go for a ride with them or try it, it's pretty easy to just reserve a Tesla for a test drive online. And generally, the way it works is you reserve it online. They have different vehicles in different locations that you can take for a test drive. And what I can tell you about it is that when you do take a test drive, generally there's nobody there. Now, unless you're going to an actual like Tesla delivery center or something, like here in the Quad Cities, you can go to the. I was wondering why my butt was so warm. You can go to, I think it's the Holiday Inn on Elmore in Davenport, and you can take one of their vehicles. I think they have a Model 3 and a Model Y there at all times. And you can take it for an hour basically. And for that whole hour, you're just by yourself driving the vehicle and trying things out. It's pretty amazing. It will hook up with you'll have to get the app on your phone when you sign up, and then it will automatically set you up, and it will make your phone a key basically for the vehicle for the hour. They ask you to go and use the superchargers, so you get to experience using superchargers. And then the rest of the time, it's just kind of like yours. I think is it more? I think it's actually for 2 hours. It's yours for the rest of that period of time. And in some locations, you can like take a test drive for like 2 days. Like it's like having a free rental for 2 days. So it's interesting where it's taken us to in the mall here. I wasn't expecting to go to the back of the mall, but that is where I'm at. I'm kind of now you can set the pin and say this is where you want to go, but I didn't do that, so it's just kind of taking me wherever. So kind of an interesting place to take a person for a ride. Now we're gonna probably just park in this 10-minute parking, which is fine because I'm gonna be here for like 10 seconds. So in the meantime, let's see how it does with pulling into the spot. Lines are pretty fuzzy here, not very good lines. So what do you expect? It can't do a good job when there's barely any lines in the lot. So let's go ahead and ask Grok to take us. Hey, Grok, take me home.
And navigating home, 11 miles away.
All right. So we're going to head back across the river, and I'm going to go home. But I'm going to be ending the video sooner than that. But let's just see how FSD navigates us out of the parking lot now, takes us back home. So yeah, I was talking about like test driving vehicles. I even made a video about that, so you can find that in my channel if you're wanting to know what the process is like. I've done it twice. I did it once before when I bought this Model 3. I hadn't been in a Model 3 Highland yet, the newer model. And so I wanted to test drive one to see if I really wanted to get the Model 3. Now, I really liked it then, and I liked the low profile of the vehicle. I used to have a Mustang Mach-E, or not a Mustang Mach-E, sorry, Mustang, just like the standard version of the Mustang back in 2015. And I really liked the low profile of that as well. It wasn't anything fancy, but this feels a lot like that as far as like performance wise and the height. Maybe a little bit lower in the Mustang, but yeah, I just kind of liked it. But I'm getting older. As I approach 60, I start to feel like maybe I should have a Model Y instead of a Model 3. Only because for me, sometimes it's harder to get in and out of. Definitely think the back seats for adults are harder to get in and out of in a Model 3. But the Model Y, not a single problem getting in and out of those. Now, one thing I've noticed about FSD in parking lots is it's very slow. It navigates parking lots pretty slow. So let's see if moving it to hurry does anything different. But yeah, that's kind of how I expected to leave the lot based on where we were at the mall. But you know, not always expecting what we get. So yeah, so it should take a left here out of the parking lot, and then I imagine we'll take a right once we go through here, and then we're going to get on to Kimberly, I'm sure, and we'll be taking a left on Kimberly. So now we need to get all the way over a couple lanes maybe, and FSD is going to do that just fine. So yeah, I think it's going pretty well now, other than those couple of moments where it was questionable. But let's see how well we do with getting back to Interstate 74. Now, there might be parts of this trip that I'll need to speed up, and other parts that I will leave in and leave the commentary in. We'll see. But it's a pretty long video already. It's been about 38 minutes since I started. I mean, obviously, the going across the bridge and then back across the bridge out of the way completely, that made things even longer. So once we get headed over the bridge, I will end the video then. But yeah, thanks again for watching if you've made it this far. And I really appreciate you guys who view these whole videos, and I appreciate those who have subscribed. I appreciate anybody that watches the videos, actually. But if you do want to subscribe, I'd appreciate that as well. I've got, I think last time I looked, only 124 subscribers. But for me, I'm trying to organically grow my channel. I'm trying not to like ask people that are family and friends to like subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. But I appreciate when family is that interested in what I'm doing to actually see what I'm doing with my channel. So thanks to my brothers and sisters who do that. Um, Anybody that's family that does that. I'm not actually sure who all in my family has subscribed to my channel or even knows about my channel, um, because I'm not like making it well known. But definitely, if you are an enthusiast, you like Tesla, you like full self driving, or you're just curious, subscribe to my channel and I will appreciate it. Now, I've never heard of this before, but I actually had somebody comment on one of my videos recently. Um, it was a company, and they were interested in me reviewing some products, um, and including them in some videos. Now, I've never done that before. So if you are a YouTuber and you are also doing like Tesla and you have sponsors or you're reviewing products, I would be interested in knowing what you do in those situations. And if you have any tips for me, I mean, I don't think they're asking to sponsor me. I think they're just asking for me to review some products. Um, I'm like a skeptic. I'm not really even sure at first whether it's real or not because it doesn't seem like they would be interested in a small channel, but maybe that's something that is interesting to them. I do have some videos where I review products, and so maybe it fits for them. And if there are other companies out there that have products and are interested in me reviewing them, hit me up in the comments below and subscribe to my channel, and maybe we can connect and make something happen. But I've never done this before, so if there are other YouTubers, again, comment down below on your thoughts and what I should be thinking about. So, yeah, we're on Kimberly. This is one of those intersections here on Kimberly where I think there's like, or at least in this area, there's a lot of like speed cameras, or cameras that are looking to see if you're going through red lights. And they take photos of your license plate as you go through, and they send you the ticket in the mail. So, you know, probably just driving at the regular speed with everybody else, probably not a big deal. But obviously, you don't want to go through a red light either. Um, but also, like, you'll see cameras on the side of the road that like look for people that are going through red lights or people that are speeding. So you just got to be cautious when you're on like Kimberly Road here. I think this is kind of like a trap for that. Um, but it makes sense. Like they're trying to keep the traffic moving at normal speeds, and they don't want people being too aggressive because it's a very busy road. As you can see, there are a lot of cars because it's that time of day. But yeah, so. And we should be getting back across the bridge in about 5 or 10 minutes here. But I think I've talked enough. Let's just go ahead and let it be. And I'll just speed this part of the drive up so you can see, unless something very interesting happens. Okay, guys. So We are approaching, we're on I-74 going across the river again from Iowa over to Illinois. And ahead of us here is the I-74 Bridge. And so this has pretty much been a fun ride for me. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Again, if you could, please comment, like, and subscribe. That'd be great. Um, and as I always say in all my videos, use technology to drive safe so that you can live life. And we're going to end the video up here as we go across the bridge. So enjoy the view.